Have you ever found yourself lacking clarity around knowing that you're here to make a really big impact, but unsure exactly what it's going to look like? Or maybe even that you would choose the wrong thing or not even be good at it? I'm going to share with you today how Vedic Astrology gives you the keys to unlock your soul blueprint for a deeper understanding of how your choices, your purpose, and your divine gifts are encoded in you at a soul level and how you're actually meant to use them. I'm Prema Gurreri. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification to be notified every time I post a new video. So I want to talk to you today about how Vedic Astrology is the keys to unlock your soul blueprint. Yeah, you have a soul blueprint. You have a divine plan for your life. This is how your soul choices are encoded within you. And Vedic astrology is both a science and an art. It is a science that comes from the Vedas, which are 6,000-year-old texts from India. It is an art to actually be able to read that science. But I also want to say it's an art to feel it, because you can feel your soul blueprint. And when you understand a little bit more about how Vedic astrology works and how you can use it, you're able to read that map. You know, it's like having a map in a different language that you don't know how to read, but if you could translate it into your native language, then you can actually make sense of that map, which allows you to also make sense of your journey and choose a different pathway if the one that you're on isn't really working for you. You know, a lot of times with astrology, we're just getting a lot of information, and that's true. We're just in an information age. And here's the problem is a lot of times we think that knowing and having information is enough. But the truth is, you know a lot of things about a lot of things, right? But you might not know how to make sense of that information and how to use that information. It's not enough to know. And in fact, the conscious women I work with, they typically have this gap between what they know because they're very conscious and what they've actually been able to embody and how they're being and what they're doing in their life. And I know this because I have been through this, closing this gap. I'm still in that process of closing this gap, but I've been doing this for a long time. And when you understand where your gaps are, which Vedic astrology is so brilliant at helping you to understand, then you can do what you need to do to move through those gaps. You know, Vedic astrology gives you your soul blueprint and Vedic astrology combined give you a really clear vision of what your ideal life can look like and how you uniquely can create it. The thing is that with a lot of cultural programming, we are constantly getting our circuits jammed. There is so much coming at us all the time on how we should look, how we should feel, where we should spend our money, and what we even want as far as what a wealthy life is, or what we want as far as even making an impact with, which is what I'm really passionate about. We're taking in a lot on a subconscious level, which jams our circuits and doesn't allow us to be as clear as would be useful. So when you understand your soul blueprint and you understand your soul choices, then you also get to understand your purpose. And when you understand your purpose, it'll always pull you forward. When you understand your soul choices, you know your challenges, you know your gifts, and you know what you can lean into and lead with, and what you need to step back from, what you need to get help with, and what's simply not yours. Clarity is such an amazing power. You know that. When you are clear about something, then you can really run with it. But if you're in indecision about what to do, what you're even being called to do at this time, how to deal with a challenge, that lack of clarity, that indecision can literally cost you years. I mean, I have had challenges like that that have cost me a huge amount of time, and you probably have too. But when you actually are connected with your soul blueprint, you have a deeper sense of freedom. You're able to take the kind of inspired actions, and I say inspired because that means they come in spirit from the inside out, not from, again, that some of that information that jams your circuits from the outside in. You can take your own inspired actions that allow you to feel free. You can create freedom in your life because you're doing things the way is right and true to you. You have your own wiring. You are a unique, amazing being, and that clarity allows you to move forward. It also, and I think this is the biggest one, when you're in touch with your soul blueprint, you are able to embrace who you are and your authenticity. And I know that's a buzzword these days, but really who you are, how you're wired up, what it is you're here to serve with, how it is you uniquely can create wealth for yourself, what's important to you in your own way without trying to be somebody other than you. I mean, that is such a huge sense of freedom. So when you know your soul blueprint, then you've got a roadmap. You've got a roadmap to what you need to do, when you need to do it, what your purpose is, what your gifts are, how to use your gifts. And you also have a roadmap to your challenges, to your shadow side. You have a roadmap to how to use your mission, how to use your, make that impact in the world. So think about when you are, if you put 2 coordinates into MapQuest or Google Maps and say you want to go from LA to New York City, and you put the coordinates in and, okay, now you can see the route. So you've got a way to actually, okay, I know first of all, you know what you want to do, you know the impact you're here to make, and you have a map to actually show you how to actually get there. You also have a map for when you put those coordinates in there and then you realize, oh, but I'm actually not in LA. I'm actually in Seattle. So, okay, let me first get to LA and then I can actually make that journey. Sometimes we want to start something. Sometimes, we want to go ahead and create something, yet we're not at that point yet of where we actually need to start. Sometimes we need to get up to speed to where we need to start from. And, your soul blueprint also shows you, again, where those soul challenges are so that you know when to do that, how to do that. When you're going through something that is long-lived, like Margaret, for instance, one of my clients, when I first met Margaret, she was going through her Saturn cycle. She didn't know that. As I read her chart for her and helped her to understand her soul blueprint and make some new choices for herself, that she thought that, oh my gosh, I had a really successful business. I was really doing I was a part of an amazing movement in Louisiana. She was helping with Hurricane Katrina. After the hurricane, she got recognized on a lot of different platforms, had set up a lot of really beneficial things for people. And then she went into another time of her life and she was threatened with even losing her house. Well, she was in her Saturn cycle, and Saturn is always going to take you to the test, and depending on the kind of planet and Saturn is for you. So because she was able then to understand that there was a time limit to what she was going through and understand the deeper meaning to what she was actually being called to restructure. Saturn wanted her to restructure a part of her life. Then she was able to first have her fears calmed, be able to get really grounded in a new plan and be able to walk one step in front of the other. Saturn wants you to do that. Saturn wants you to take things slow, and also to feel like she had that spiritual underpinning to what was going on and be able to move through those challenges. And I share that with you because I know this is a challenging time that we're in, and a lot of us have been hit from different directions. And I know that there's nobody listening to this that hasn't been impacted in some way. We are in a huge paradigm shift right now, and we need more feminine energy. We need more feminine leadership, and I mean that we're all masculine and feminine, but we need that feminine side, that heart side, that wanting to come together side of things, that wanting to heal side of things. We need that more than ever. And there's something within you. And in fact, if this is really resonating for you and you are really struggling with connecting with your soul blueprint or getting clear or having that confidence, maybe you are clear, but you don't have that confidence yet to, strike out anew or really step into your purpose and your mission, then I would love to help. So I invite you to click the link in the description and you can book a call with me and my team to see if you are fit for the Solutionary Blueprint program. You'll fill out a short application that'll just give us some information and help you get a little bit clear. And really, the Solutionary Blueprint is for conscious women visionaries who are ready to go deeper than they ever before to unlock their innate power to transform their life and their business from the inside out. Now, that's my purpose, is to live from the inside out and to teach others to do that as well. And the Solutionary Blueprint program really is a one-of-a-kind program that includes all the tools and the guidance you need to trust and embody all of who you are in your own unique way based on your own soul blueprint. So again, that link is in the description below. So Vedic astrology, the soul blueprint, helps to put everything in a container that you can work with instead of running around going, WTF, like what's going on right now, or what am I supposed to do next? That's what was going on when I had my yoga center, and I had let go of my yoga center years ago, because I knew there was a timeline to it. That was so helpful to me, and because I was able to understand the astrology underneath it, what was really, I needed to be liberated at a certain level. Holding a brick and mortar business like that was a real challenge for my soul blueprint. I'm someone who needs to be much more flexible, and this online format actually works really, really well for me in that way, because I knew there was a timeline. And that didn't mean I didn't have work to do, because I was still getting hooked by that cultural programming, and like I was going to fail if I closed my center and things like that. I had to really work through those things. But when I was willing to actually do what my soul was calling me to do and let it go, then I was able to surrender, transcend, and move into a whole nother level of my work. And actually the Sacred Wealth Code was birthed from there, and I will share that with you in another video. So what I want to invite you to do is really notice, like, what are you feeling? What are you feeling called to? Or are you just in a lot of confusion? Are your circuits jammed right now? Are you in a situation that you need to surrender? And can you actually trust what you're sensing? Or are you questioning yourself constantly? Are you really following that divine guidance that you're getting and that's coming through you, your intuitive hits? Are you getting them and your circuits are just jammed because it's a tough time, or you just have that lack of clarity? I want to invite you to be able to listen to those messages and to be able to walk forward one step at a time and do it in a clear way, taking what I call inspired action. Inspired action are those things, those hits that you get. Call this person, take that walk, go do that class, stop, get a new job, shift your business to serving these clients. Those are all inspired actions, but you've got to be able to trust yourself in order to take those inspired actions. So do you really trust yourself? I think that self-trust is one of the most valuable muscles you could ever be able to grow that muscle. If you could trust yourself and trust the divine no matter what. So you have to be able to have the trust. You need your soul blueprint. You need that roadmap. You need to have that clarity, and so that you know what your gifts are, but you also know what your challenges are, and you know the timing around things, so that you know what the weather is. Like if we're going to go to the beach on a rainy day, let's know that, so that we're not wearing our bikini, so that we can put a rain slicker on and put some boots on and enjoy the beach as it is. So if this is all resonating for you, give this video a thumbs up, like it, share it, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any of my updates on charting your path to purpose and prosperity. And again, the link is below if you are feeling called to apply for the Solutionary Blueprint program. We'd be happy to have a conversation for you. And who that is for women, conscious women visionaries who are really ready to take that next step, really ready to navigate from the inside out. You may have a business, you may want to have a business, you may have just a life shift you need to make, but you really want to make a bigger impact. And you want to do that, but also you want to create wealth for yourself in your own unique way. And then let's have a conversation, and you can click that link below. All right, so much love to you.